Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Deck Dissection, episode 5. We're getting 2 uploads in one day. Not that much of an achievement, but for someone like me who really never has any motivation to make videos, hence the at least 2-week hiatus since starting the damn channel, this is a relatively decent achievement. But as you can see, what we're going to be taking a look at today is what appears to be rockets, what's actually called DragonLink in the community. So you probably know it. If you don't, then, well, let's get to it, honestly. And, of course, starting off with the main monster lineup, normally, we start off with 3 Rocket Tracer. So this deck is what was based around the Rocket Revolt structure deck that came out, I believe, last year. And, yeah, it was last year. And was just fantastic right off the bat because just of the amount of stuff that it gave you and amount of things you could do with it. So, yeah, Rocket Tracer is a fantastic card. Normal summonable level 4. All the rockets are Dark Dragons. With this one's got a quick effect. You can target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and special summon a rocket from your deck, except Rocket Tracer. And you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of the turn, except Dark monsters. And we'll get into why it has the Destruction card. The Destruction effect, rather, in a little bit. In a second, release it, move that to one side. And then the next one we run at 2 is Silver Rocket Dragon. So there's a common theme you notice with the rockets is that they all have an effect when they're destroyed. So if they are in the graveyard because they were destroyed on the field and sent there this turn, you can special summon any rocket from your deck except one with the same name. You don't have to, but you can do. And they all have an effect that happens when they're targeted by a Link monster's effect. So if Silver is targeted by a Link monster, it destroys itself, and then you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish 1 card from it. But that is not the main reason we use it. We use it because it's a level 4 Dark Dragon. Next up, 2 Absolute Dragon. So this one's a level 7, not a rocket. However, you can special summon it if you control a rocket. Once per turn, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a rocket from your deck to your hand. So that's the main, searcher, I guess, of the rocket deck. A sort of secondary one in this deck. Next up, we'll go through just the one-of rockets. So we've got Rocket Synchron, a level 1 tuner that locks you into Dark Monsters for the rest of the turn if you use its effect, which is on normal summon target a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon in your graveyard, special summon it, so you can use it to summon back your Absolute if you search it off it. Next up, another level 1, Rocket Dragon. Like I said, we don't use these for the effect of being targeted, but I'll go through them anyway. This one, if I'm correct, targets a face-up monster on the field, makes it unable to attack, and has its effects negated. Next one is the level 2, Shell Rocket. And this one destroys a monster in the column this card was in, and then destroys any monsters in zones adjacent to the card that was destroyed. Next up, Auto Rocket Dragon. This one sends a spell or trap on the field to the graveyard. And next up, the final one of Rocket is Rocket Recharger. And this one doesn't actually do the same as the regular rockets. This one, so if a Dark Monster you control that was special summon from your extra deck is destroyed by Battle Log card effect, you can send a Recharger from your hand or field to the graveyard, target one of the monsters that was destroyed, special summon a Dark Monster from your graveyard with a different original name. And while you control a Dark Monster special summon from the extra deck, your opponent's monsters cannot target Recharger for attacks. So these are all just one-offs as like a little dragon toolbox. Just to give us some different levels and, of course, a tuner, a level 1 tuner. Next up, there's another 2-of Gateway Dragon. So this is fantastic. If your opponent controls a Link monster, you can special summon Gateway once per turn. And another once per turn, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Dark Dragon monster from your hand. But it doesn't have to be special summoned to get that second effect. So it's great for getting extra monsters on the field. Final one, Defrag Dragon. If you have another, you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon it. And if it's in the graveyard, you can banish 3 monsters with the same name, except Defrag, to special summon Defrag once per turn. So, if anything, we'd only ever use that for banishing the Tracers if we were in a pinch, or the next monster up, that being Dragonet, which is a level 3 Cyburst, and when it's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 2 or lower normal monster from your hand or deck. And that's for one of the other cards we'll get into later. Next up, another 2 of World Childish Guard Dragon. The only thing we ever really use it for is to banish it to summon a normal monster from your graveyard in defense position to a zone your link monster points to. And it's another level 1. Easy to send to graveyard. Next up, the cards that got limited because of Thunder Dragon. Black and white. So you have to banish one of the opposite attribute to summon it from your hand. They cannot be normal summoned. And when one is sent to the graveyard, you search the other one. Well, sent to the graveyard from the field, I believe. Yes, from the field. Sorry, I haven't played this deck in a long time. Next up, we've got 4 one-offs, but we'll go over them one at a time. Red MD, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Everyone should know this card if they've ever played against or played Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragons. It's absolutely fantastic. Not much else to say. And next up, Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms, the only Dragon Ruler that isn't banned. I'm not sure exactly why they decided to bring Tempest back. Blaster I can understand staying banned, but oh well, doesn't really matter. I'm happy we got it back. It's easy to summon, that's all there is, and it's a big dragon. And the last 2 will just go together because they are vanillas. Flamvol Guard, Galaxy Serpent, level 1 tuner, level 2 tuner. There you go. That's all there is. That is the monster lineup done. Next up we go into the spells. Starting off with 2 field spells. Boot Sector Launch, the rocket field spell. And Dragon Ravine, which was the, or is rather, the Dragoonity field spell. But yeah, I mean, Dragon Ravine is the main one we want to run, or we want to see, just for the milling effect, the self-milling effect. But Boot Sector is nice to have to start off with because it just allows you to summon more rockets. I mean, it allows you, if you, well, actually, it doesn't really matter. You can just summon up to 2 with different names from your hand in defense position. 2 rockets on the field instantly is just brilliant. The other effect is okay, lets you summon monsters up to the ones up to the number of monsters your opponent has from hand or grave, but yeah. And then, of course, we've got the terraforming just to search them out, if we can't search them by other means. Next up, 3 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. Yeah, they send dragons from your deck to the graveyard. Dragon Shrine in particular, because if you send a normal monster, you get to send another. So, brilliant cards there. Next up, a Rocket Quick Play spell. Quick Launch. It's simply special summon a rocket from your deck. It cannot attack and destroy it during the end phase. Now, this card is very nice because it has a little combo with our friend Tracer over here. So, if I just say I've got Tracer on the board here. I go, I want to activate Quick Launch to summon a rocket from the deck. It goes through. I then chain the Rocket Tracer, target the Quick Launch, destroy it, summon, let's say, a Silver Rocket from the deck, Quick Launch, then resolves, and let's say I summon an Auto Rocket from the deck. There we go, just 3 rockets straight away like that, basically. So yeah, that is why Quick Launch is a very, very nice card, because as long as it gets activated and resolves, you can just blow it up in the middle of the chain and summon another rocket with Tracer. So that's that explained. And then the last 5 spells we have in the deck. This is a 41 card deck, no traps. The last 5 spells we have in the deck. 1 for 1, self-explanatory, summons the babies. Monster Reborn, resummons the babies. Return of the Dragon Lords, resummons the big daddies and protects them by banishing itself from graveyard. Dragon's Mirror, fusion summons the big boys. And Squib Draw, blow up a rocket, draw 2 cards. Okay, that's the main deck. Now, I'm going to go through the extra deck in a bit of a weird order, because this is how I like to have it ordered, basically. Because it's the way I usually go about things in terms of summoning. So, Romulus, it's the first one I summon, searches out Dragon Ravine, and then plays go from there. And then, after that, I'm going to do it as if they were just in the zones. Guard Dragons, LP, and Pisty, obviously, we don't have Agapain anymore, sad times. So we can't just cheat out Crystal Wing or Hot Red Abyss from the extra deck, but that's beside the point. They're the Guard Dragons. That's all there is to it, really. So that's those three. And next up, if I decide to go into a Synchro, there's only one in the deck, and that is FA Dawn Dragster. Lowers its level by 2 to negate. It's just fantastic, really. I don't go into it often, but it's still just a nice Synchro to have if I can Synchro someone and there's nothing else to do. Next up, 2 fusions. Borrowload Furious. Of course, we got it because it came in the structure deck. Blows up a monster you control and any card your opponent controls, and you can banish it from your graveyard to target a Dark Link in your graveyard. Special summon it, but it can't activate its effects this turn. And it's a 3000 beta, so there's that as well. And then Starving Venom. I mean, what else do you want me to say? It's Starving Venom. If you don't know it by now, then how long have you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh? A week? Next up, the other ones. Actually, this should have been beforehand, but sorry, use Goldred. Yeah, so Big Link 4 require 2800 attack, requires at least 2 monsters with different names, gains in effect based on the number of monsters with different names used for its Link summon. Or not even that, just number of materials. So 2 or more, any monster special summon, normal or special summon to its zone gains 300 attack and defense. 3 or more, once per turn, you can special summon a monster from your hand. 4 or more, when it's summoned, draw 4 cards, put 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. It's just a really good play extender, honestly. After that, the main attacker, Boral Sword. Yeah, it's Boral Sword, not really much else to say, just one of the best cards in the extra deck. And then the substitute, if you need to take control of something, Borrowload. This won me a game against Lunar Lights, so there's no way that I'm not keeping it in here, honestly. Excuse me. Next up, I'll go through these ones in the Link rating order. So, Cypher and Omega, Lambda, sorry. If you cannot get to your Romulus, this is really your next best option to get a Link 2 on the board. Then we have Delingerous. It's a Rocket Link. I'm not going to go through it, really, because there's no point. I never actually summon it, but it's just there. If you want to have a look at it, go look it up for yourself, but just keep in mind the name is a bit weird, so I'll hold it there just so you can see. Next up, we have Triple Burst. Once again, fantastic card. Has effect negation during the damage step, inflicts piercing, and during your main phase, except the turn it was special summoned, tribute it and summon a Link 2 or lower Link monster from your graveyard. And then a level 4 or lower dragon from your hand as well, so 2 summons. And then Topologic Triss. Absolutely love this card. More than Zeraboros, in fact, and more than the Borals. I've loved this card ever since it came out. So, its weird effect, if a monster is special summoned to a zone it points to, banish as many of those monsters that were summoned as possible, and as many spell or traps on the field as possible, and then burn for 500, burn your opponent for 500 for each of their cards that were banished by this effect. So if your opponent's got a big board, just, I don't know, quick launch a rocket into a Triss zone and then just burn away their board and burn away their life points. And then the final ones, 2 Nightmares, Phoenix for back row removal, and Unicorn for the spin. Not much else to say there. So yeah, this video has already reached 15 minutes, but if anything, I can just go through a quick combo. So let's just see what we would need. If anything, we'd probably want this, 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 And I'm saying this, maybe? Probably something along those lines, I think. Actually, you know what, screw it. I'm not even going to bother going through the combo. Just know that the first thing you want to go into is... Where did I put him? Romulus. Let's just say you go into it. I'll put it like that. So you go into it up there. You search your Dragon Ravine. It goes in the field zone. You go through things. You summon LP. And you summon Pisty. You summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal here. You get another dragon from the deck. You then link that one off into Saryuja. Well, actually, no, sorry. You don't do that like you know what? I haven't played this deck in so damn long, so screw it. I've had my fun. I've gone through the video as much as I want to. I've gone through the deck, and I'll upload a combo video another time. It's late. I'm tired. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.